This episode is brought to you by Marvel Studios Echo. All episodes streaming January 9th, only on Hulu and Disney+. Rated TV MALV. Viewer discretion advised. Maya Lopez has betrayed her mentor, the notorious Kingpin. Now on the run, she returns to her hometown to prepare for the biggest fight of her life. Don't miss Marvel Studios' hardest-hitting series yet. An epic 5-episode event. Marvel Studios Echo. All episodes streaming January 9th, only on Hulu and Disney+.
Hello, and welcome to another Guided Nightmare. Guided Nightmares are not normal episodes. For this, I will need you to find a safe and comfortable space. This works best if you have headphones or earbuds. Grab something to drink, some tea or water, take a few sips, and relax. This would be a good time to pause and get your beverage and get yourself settled into a comfortable place. First, I want you to breathe deeply all the way down to your belly. Breathe in and out. In and out. Now, wiggle and stretch your toes. Then, move around your whole foot and ankle. Point your toes, give them a good stretch. Then let them relax. Let your legs sink into the chair or bed or couch you are on right now. Unclench all the muscles in your thighs and your butt and your lower back. Let your hips relax and melt into the surface you are sitting on. Make sure you are still breathing deeply and that your belly is rising and falling with every deep breath. Let your shoulders loose. Stop tensing them. Slowly move your head from side to side until your neck also feels relaxed. We are going to practice some non-sexual intimacy to get you even further into a meditative state. Now, take your fingertips, and I want you to lightly touch different parts of your body. Fan them out, bring them together on your thighs, your hips, your stomach, your chest, your arms. I will give you a few moments to get acquainted with yourself. Now, lightly trace your face. Get to know you. Become familiar with your own body. Don't be a stranger to yourself, and let this be a reminder that you are here and you are loved. I love you, and I want you to love you as much as I do. Now, rest your arms at your sides. Relax those shoulders, and let us begin. You've been driving for so long now. It's the middle of the night, in the middle of the wide open desert, and the rain is so bad you can barely see in front of your face. You see a simple green road sign that says, Restaurant, 5 miles, exit Norman Road. You glance at the clock on your radio. 1:55 a.m. What are the chances said restaurant is a 24-hour joint? Your eyelids are so heavy. And the rain, while hard to drive in, is annoyingly relaxing to your ears. You decide to check out that restaurant. Worst comes to worst, you can take a quick nap in the parking lot if they're closed. If not, you can grab a cup of coffee and a slice of pie to perk you up. You settle in and drive the next 5 miles until Norman Road. You come up on Norman Road. You take the exit, and at the stop sign you see a very weathered wooden sign that looks like it could be from the 1940s. A curvy waitress holds a pie in her right hand and is pointing with her left. This way to Norman Road Cafe, her yellowed and chipped speech bubble says. You turn left at the stop sign, following the waitress's directions, and drive under the freeway to get to the other side. Your eyes grow blearier, and the further you get from the highway, the more you can smell the wet earth all around you. The light of the diner finally shines in the distance. You can't imagine why on earth they would put this place so far off the main highway. Being so far from the road gives you an uneasy feeling. You push away the crazed thoughts your tired brain has of this being some sort of trap the locals have set up to rob truckers and passers-by. As you finally approach, you breathe a sigh of relief. You see the outline of a few cars in the parking lot, and the wraparound windows give a view of a nearly empty but very much open diner. You park your car and prepare to make a run for it in the rain. Making it to the glass doors, you wipe your shoes and step inside. The whole place smells like fresh baked cinnamon rolls. A quick left and right of the joint tells you that there isn't any hostess stand, so even though you're by yourself, you plop down into a booth. There are a couple of men sitting far apart at the counter, their backs turned to you, hunched over their respective meals and coffee. In the back corner, a couple is cuddled up on one side of a booth, sharing a strawberry milkshake. You can't quite make out their faces as they are canoodling so closely. You realize you need to use the restroom, and no wait staff has made an appearance, so you get up and you use the restroom. Even the bathroom is done up old-fashioned. Powder blue tiles cover the walls, a Formica sink, and even one of those disgusting towel things to dry your hands. The kind with an actual cotton towel that you have to pull, and it just recycles the dirty towel back into the same machine as the clean parts. You use the restroom, wash your hands, and splash some cool water on your tired face. As you exit, you see the waitress is now walking away from your table, but she has taken it upon herself to leave you a steaming mug of coffee. You sit. You lift the coffee, but before you take a sip, you watch as she turns the corner back into the kitchen. And you freeze. No, it can't be. That is the same waitress from the sign. Same girdled figure clad in an identical gingham uniform. Same dark hair done up in victory rolls. Same smile plastered on her pretty face, as if she physically didn't know how to frown. You set the coffee down and rub your eyes. You must be much more tired than you thought. Don't you like coffee, hun? The waitress is now standing beside you. How did she get there so fast? Before you can answer, she says, You really look like you could use a nice hot cup of coffee. I also brought you a slice of peach pie, our specialty. I bake it myself. Her voice sounds like it's so far away, but you can plainly see her standing directly next to you. The synapses in your brain are firing, the ones that tell you that you're in danger. The hairs on your arms and the back of your neck are standing on end. Just one bite and you'll be hooked forever. You must be so tired. That's the only explanation for this feeling of adrenaline coursing through your veins all of a sudden. You look up at the canoodling couple. They are no longer sharing a milkshake. You can also see their faces more clearly. He has a large afro and is wearing small John Lennon shades, and she has a daisy painted on her cheek and a leather headband wrapped around long, greasy hair. You look past the waitress to the men at the bar. One is wearing a suit that looked normal at first, but now you see he has a trilby hat sitting on the stool next to him. Down at the other end, the other man clearly has on a members-only jacket, pushed up at the sleeves, and Ray-Bans. His hair is expertly styled to look messy, but not too messy. You don't know what is going on, but you know you want no part of it. As you get up to leave, all the other patrons also rise. As you move toward the door, so do they. Just have some pie, sweetheart. The coffee is fresh. I just made it a few moments ago.
Where else once you have some of my peach pie?
The hippie girl tries to stand in your way, but she's a slip of a thing, and the door pushes out, so you push past her and rush the door and fall out of it. You close your eyes to brace for the impact of the ground, and you fall onto your hands and knees. When you open your eyes, the night is very dark, only lit by a thin moon. You can no longer hear music, and none of them had come after you. You turn to look at the diner. It's now pitch black, with boarded up windows, and the door handles are chained together with a rusty padlock. You remember your phone for the first time since you arrived here. No signal, but you turn on the flashlight. You wave it towards the parking lot to get a better look at the cars that had initially invited you in here. A rusted old VW van, a Studebaker from the 40s, and what looked to be a 1980-something Chevette, all with flat or non-existent tires, weeds overgrown underneath them, cracked windows, rust, and sun-bleached paint. Congratulations. You just escaped an eternal limbo in a roadside diner. Or are you just so tired that you've begun to hallucinate? Either way, you get back into your car, back on the road, and look for somewhere, anywhere, but here, to stay for the night. You drive on, and just when you think you've gone far enough, you pass a green sign. Restaurant, 5 miles. Exit Norman Road.